Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Daniel. I am one of the co-owners at TraderDaddy Pro. Um, I also own TraderDaddy as well, which is one of the largest and longest lasting network of retail traders in New York City, concentrating on education. We built TraderDaddy Pro, and by we, I mean mostly Michael and Art, the developers of this. So the three of us um, own this platform, and the goal here is to show you what this is, how we use it. We'll do some example, plays for you guys and how we would set that up using this. And then give you the best offer humanly possible to try it. And in that offer is a free trial. So really, it's just seeing if you'll even try it for free. Um, Interestingly enough, when we launched this, I would say maybe about 10 weeks or 12 weeks ago, we didn't know how popular it would get. And so, now having 300 people or so as members using this, it is kind of cool to see the community grow. So in addition to this website, I'm going to keep also going back to the Discord group that we have. And in the Discord group that we have every alert and notification you could possibly imagine. Including global news, market news, and I'm going to show you how to, big, unusual bets and alerts coming in, what's called all-in bets, the larger ones, breakout alerts from, certain stock structures. I always felt like in doing these projects or communities, there was a big lack of number one, a lack of one-on-one support, where you couldn't reach the people trying to actually run the group, educate the group on a one-on-one basis. You were not able to um, get the necessary tools to help you. There were no webinars or live specifically just for beginners. And also the people teaching you, I started to realize, had no actual financial background, which I think is really strange in its own way. That, in the trading industry, that's just accepted. It wouldn't fly in any other industry. Um, like you couldn't just not work out and be a workout instructor. So that's or come from that. So I never really understood that. But yeah, we all have financial experience and AI engineering experience. So, we're always here to help you. Okay, the other thing, just want to get into some of the features. The goal here is to put every tool and toy available in 2026 in modern finance into one website. Okay. So you might go this place to look up your political politician trades, here for your CEO trades, here for your institutional GEX levels, here for your hedge fund tracker, here for your unusual flow. All of that now is in one place. And it's really one of the first times that's ever happened. And the cool thing is, let's say you have no idea how to click on any of these things, and this looks completely really scary, right? We do have this nice lady that works for us called Ira, and Ira is our AI, and you can ask her or it. We haven't given her pronouns or anything, so I'm not sure. But Ira, you can ask all of your questions to. And we were going over this actually on Friday. You can, in so many words, dumb down the language or make it more simple. So if she's telling you something and you're like, I don't know what this means, just say, you know, I think we said, please repeat in English. And she'll, get it to you at a level which you can understand. And if that still does not make sense, just say, please explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old, step by
So,
step.
and that's what I should have done. That's one of my favorite ones. And you can just do like the is it ELI 5? It's one of the best responses. Yeah, every model has that pretty much down now as a response. So,
Yeah, so if you're stuck and you just want to know about NVIDIA going up or down, Ira will tell you based on the real-time information that's coming in here. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you the features that most people use and what most people associate us with us, and then I'm going to show you the features that most people don't really know about. So the first one is going to be this unusual activity feed. So let's say, for example, you trade um, AMD, right? And instead of just waiting for AMD to pop up, you could just go to the ticker search right here, type in AMD, and now you're going to see every time AMD pops up, you're going to see it. So if you're trading in the morning and you're maybe waiting for AMD to break out of a certain level, and all of a sudden you see these huge trades coming in, and we score them here. So there's an algorithmic scoring. Anything over, I think 80 is like extremely big and rare, unusual. You could see unusual flow here. Okay. And, one of the things that you can do is you could actually rank them by score. TD Pro Watchlist. It used to say subscriber watch list like a week ago. So that's just something because it has the eyes right there. So that's I know that. So, but yeah, so you could see all of the people also that also thought that these were interesting to look at, and so they click on those eyes, and they will come up in that certain channel. So the I'm watching button lets other people know. And if you don't want to go to the Discord, it also goes up here as what is TD Pro watching? And so you could see three people clicked on Hood, three people clicked on Netflix, five clicked on Intel, and it says like how many more per day. And this gets pretty active throughout the day. So right at the top, you see what is the entire group looking at, and they're looking at these because they think that that particular order flow is unbelievably big, unbelievably unusual, unbelievably significant, not unbelievable, it's just significant, so that they should watch that. Okay. So you always see the largest trade here. This was a block order of Intel 112. So anyways, what is this, right? What is this craziness going on here? This is what's called Apex levels. Now, some of you might have heard of where do you find the charts? Well, you can find charts on TraderDaddy Pro. It's under research and then ticker search, and then you scroll down. The first chart you're going to see right here. Okay. And then also on TradingView, obviously, for free, you could just look at charts too. And what time frame are these numbers calculated? Which numbers are we talking about? The apex numbers that we're looking at here? Now I'm trying to answer your questions as I'm going along, but on Apple, I think this is a daily time frame. These are daily candles. So that's yeah, and it's based off of 90 days. So these are daily candles. Um, each candle equals 1 day. Now, apex levels represent, now some of you might have heard of GEX levels, okay? GEX levels, or it's what's called gamma exposure. Don't let the financial wording take you out here because really they're just institutional levels. So Apex levels is a little step up from GEX levels. Imagine Apex. So GEX is gamma exposure. Then you have all of the Greeks of options, delta, DEX. There's always an EX at the end of one of them. Apex combines all of them into one. And then, depending on the open interest that the dealers and market makers have on their books, that acts as levels that price will act like a magnet and flow to. Now, the scanners are very cool, and this is something I think we have that nobody really has. We have breakout scanners. So people are always trying to catch breakouts, and you could see the stock with the logo here. and you're going to see we want only strong momentum breakouts. Right now, there's one breakout that's happening right now. We have about 16 continuations happening, and we have 17 that are bullish. Okay. So it looks like these are all bullish continuations. DocuSign is in a bullish breakout right now. You can click on that. It'll show you this chart right here. Um, so there's that. Um, we also have um, a triangle breakout. And the thing is, like, we tested these for a while. This wasn't something like we just threw in there as like a looks cool type of thing. We tested these things for a long time for these to actually work. Um, Not obviously 100%, but to have a really high percentage of these working. So this isn't just something that we just threw in there with some parameters. We especially the breaking out of triangles. I do a lot of breakouts from triangles, breakouts. So we put that in here. We have them scored as well. And you can also see in here the triangle breakouts. So um, for instance, let's say there's your triangle right here. Sometimes you got a breakout like this, it comes back, and then we go forward, right? Guys can see the triangle, okay? Breakout is just it's breaking out of a current structure and it's going higher, right? You can look at some of the other ones. This is a confirmed breakout on NVIDIA. I actually made a post about this on a bunch of my social media. If you guys know NVIDIA on the daily time frame, you could see this is a very nice breakout. This was also confirmed. This was an alert that came into the Discord on Friday, and NVIDIA had an insane amount of unusual volume coming in during this breakout. So this could just continue going up. So now I would look at the NVIDIA levels, see if where my target is. I would check other stocks. Is it trending in the industry? Yes, it is a top tech stock, which has been trending the last 3 or 4 months. It is one of the top quality stocks, has a low PE ratio, meaning it's a very inexpensive or cheap stock to buy right now. But you can see price coils into these triangle areas, and then you get a pop. And that's what we're trying to get there. But again, this is just one of like, 30 tools that we have. There's another thing called Reversal Finder where it finds reversals. And you could say this, some of these stocks are at potential tops or potential bottoms. Maybe let's say BBAI is at a potential bottom right now. And it's just telling you, hey, this might be a reversal. It's really, really low. It keeps hitting this support level over and over and over again. Maybe you should take a look at this. So it's giving it to you guys. It's not, this is we're giving you a bunch of things to go through every day that we think is, going to be pretty interesting. And then earnings gaps. How many times have you guys, after an earnings play, have seen something pop up or pop down after earnings and you're not sure what to do next? Well, we have something for that too, obviously, where you can see where these pop-ups and pop-downs after earnings happens and, you know, um, sort of a little bit of an idea of, well, it finds them for you. It's sometimes hard to know exactly what to do next because but it does tell you if some of these have popped up or popped down and by how much and how unusual that is. And then you can make your own assessment, um, whether it's going to fill those gaps or is it going to gap up and keep going? But it's good to recognize all of them because some of them gap up and just go up for forever. Or some of them gap up and come right down. So, and any of these you can put on a watch list, which you'll have here also. Um, and I think we've gotten to the point too. We'll get to the watch list in a second, And I'm trying to get through. This might go a little bit of into overtime for us because we started a bit late, but I'm going to go through these as fast as I can. The daily cuts is something where you have something for pre-market, the morning dip, afternoon positioning. So it picks stocks that or suggests stocks that are good during this time frame. Morning, afternoon, morning dips. And these keep changing based on certain parameters. So if you're looking for things between 10 and 12, it'll give you the prime pick or a choice pick or a select pick, and afternoon positioning. So sometimes if you have a big watch list and this pops on there, that's, a lot of people do follow this. This is actually a pretty popular one. If you're into the 2x leverage ETF, so buying an ETF of, let's say, Apple times two, let's say you just do not like options, but you want to buy a 2x leverage version of Apple stock. All right, I get a lot of people who don't want to touch options. They just want to buy a 2x leverage version of Apple. Well, we have something that you could look up here, and you're able to get a full score on this. Michael, you use this a lot more than I do, so you'd be able to talk a little bit more on this. But you can screen a lot of the 2x leverage stocks here. Um, I'm going to skip through some of these momentum pullback, just different screeners. There's a leaps screener, meaning you can look at um, options that are way out into the future. So, 9 months out is a leap. Some people say six, some people say 12. The real definition is 9 months out. So, if you want to buy a silver contract, silver option, but it's like 12 months out, you want to be able to find the best ones. We have a filter to find the best ones here too for directional plays or yeah, anything 180 days out. So, um, smart tools, right? We have our watch list. So you can get different stocks here and you can also have it send alerts to you now from your watch list, depending on certain things that you want it to do. Um, you can keep adding stocks to your watch list. And we are coming out with new ways for the to get alerts from your watch list if we find it on other parts of the website. Also, yeah, I believe you can ask Aria, Trader Lady AI, gets more familiar with your personal watch list. So you can ask her to go over your watch list and ask her questions. So just a place for you to put all the stocks that you look at that are your favorite. Of course, we have a trade journal to keep track of everything. A wheel tracker, it's a for wheel strategy for options. IPO scanner is for all the upcoming IPOs that are coming out. So you're never going to be like, oh, where are these IPOs coming out? Um, you're going to see them right here. Okay. You never, and these also get filtered into what price ranges are coming out and when they're going to come out and if they're confirmed or filed. So you get to keep up with all the new IPOs coming out. All right. Into markets, you're going to see market health, which is sort of like um, cycles. So if you see, so this will say these are the cycles of XLY's consumer discretion. It tells you right here, consumer discretionary and financials are turning bullish. What is mid-cycle? Because remember, the sectors run in cycles. Wasn't it just last December we were talking about silver and gold? What are we talking about now? Intel, AMD, right? Micron, things change. This tells you when they're changing and when they might come back. So this has a whole cycle here. The GEX calculator is a little bit more for futures. So if you trade SPX, ES, and Q, remember something. Futures are also derived from these GEX levels. Okay. So it's not like there's just different levels for futures. You get more bars, obviously, but it's the same process. You get to see which bars where they're going to go next, and you get to kind of play it off of each other like that. And if you don't like bars, you like bubbles. There you go. There's your bubbles. If you're more of a bubble person and you like bubbles, there you go. Okay? Can't say we don't have bubbles. So there you go. And of course, you could do SPY and QQQ. So let's go back to bars. You could see right now we're right at a call wall because this is the biggest one right here. Um, and you could see that if we get above that, we could just keep going, right? I mean, it's over the weekend right now, so it's a little hard, but I know that we probably just opened the markets in Australia, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, again, just more bars, more GEX levels here. Um, you can also like with your watch list keep up with a certain option over time, a certain one. So just give me 1 second. I just need to let my dog go. All right. And then from there, we're going to go all the way to one of my favorite pages, liquidity map. This tells you this tells you the best options to trade. So imagine you're trying to trade Netflix, okay? And you're trading Netflix and you want to see, oh, because I didn't spell Netflix right. That's why. But let's say I want to do a call for Netflix. You're going to see these bubbles here, okay? Now, the bigger the green, any open interest. So these are the ones to look at. You can also do probably Apple's a better example because there's going to be more of them. But let's do a max spread of 15% and let's do that. They're just a little bit small right now. But
So I was actually trying to change them, and I apparently went from too big to too small. I'm going to fix it right now, go in between. So
okay. Yeah, because sometimes you get like sometimes I look at it and like these are like
it was
bigger
taking up the
circles.
whole
I'm like, these are a
screen.
bit small right
Yeah,
now.
I'm
But
tweaking it right now.
yeah, no, we're and that's the thing, right? To the 22 of you that are here, one thing that separates us from everyone else is that we are in a stage right now where we are actively looking for feedback. So if there is something that helps you in your trading that we just don't have or didn't think of, tell it to us because I think almost every, logical suggestion or feedback we've put on here. I don't think you're going to get that with unusual whales. I don't think you're going to get that with cheddar flow. And you get to, chat with us directly all day. So if there's something you need or you want in here, we'll get it for you. There's no reason not to. If we think it's gonna, help other people. Is there lines versus bubbles on this? No. Well, so hold on a second. Hold on a second. Watch this. So then we have this, which is actually the more important thing. This tells you what's called a liquidity score. So I use the word action. Some people use the word liquidity. It's volume plus open interest. And if the spread between the bid and the ask is tiny. Okay, so let's say you only want to spend a certain amount on an Apple call. You could do it by price. Let's say you only want to spend, you know, $300, right? You would go over here and say, okay, I got maybe a September, a July call. Look at this, 5,000 of, volume came on the July 13th. That's this week. Or a January one. You can go all the way up to January for $360 for a 400 Apple call. That's not a bad deal for only $360 right there. But you can also do it just by volume coming in. So usually by volume is the more near term options. But you also again have that liquidity score which ranks them. And again, if you just like the bubbles, you can go and just put your mouse over the green ones, and the green one it'll tell you volume and open interest. This is just a fast way to kind of scan through, and you can go through each month or every couple of weeks. At the top of a lot of these, you're going to see watch tutorial. So there's a, 3 to 5 minute tutorial on how to use this particular page. Okay. There's also in the Discord a beginner's chat. If you just want to ask beginner questions that you're not sure about, there's a section just for beginner questions. There are a number of times where you integrate TraderDaddy Pro Discord's community into the Zooms that I have every night. So it's like a few times a week that you get to take part in that, where at night we go over the charting and how to use TraderDaddy Pro every night. I also send those recordings back over every night and the notes involved. I know Michael and Art also do some lives in the Discord itself too. So we're always teaching you guys in here. Then obviously we have a getting started, we have guides and quizzes to see where you are, take the quiz. And so and what type of trading that you're trying to get into. You can also in the Discord, there's a ask an analyst question. So you can ask, any stock and you'll be able to do it. But remember, above all else, you can ask Aria too, and she'll help you. Um, so uh, the I think a lot of you are wondering how much does this cost, right? And so I don't want to just keep going without telling you that, right? It is $49 per month. Obviously, I understand if that's something that you're not really willing to do. Um, but just to put it into perspective for you, unusual whales for the same thing, and you can also connect Claude and Cursor and other AI to this as well. So for that tier with unusual whales, it's going to be 92 to $150. I know a lot of the other ones are $85 and above. So again, ours is 49. But again, because you're at this webinar in particular, we're going to do a different type of deal. That deal is going to be you get a free trial for 5 days. You also get the first month for $8.99. You also get the next 12 months for $32. Okay. Now, so at least for the time being, that's the best offer that we can possibly make right now. And so I would ask you, even for 5 days of free and then not and then for $9 you get to try it for a whole month. For at least 35 or 36 days, it only costs you $9. So we do have a high percentage of people that stay on for, 2 to 3 months. Because they do find it to be incredibly useful, and it is a third or a quarter of the cost of what you would find anywhere else. Also, it's nice to have the top, to have every tool and toy that's available in modern finance at this point. Beyond this is getting AI more involved in your trading to a more personal level. So, but it's always nice to have reached the pinnacle of every, modern tool that exists in finance in 2026. So the code is summer 35. Okay. That's the code. You could take a picture of it, write it down. Summer 35. So you go to traderdaddy.pro and at the checkout, you would put summer 35 and you would get that deal. Okay. The free, uh, 5 days free trial. You would get the $9 or $8.99 for the first month, and then $32, I think, for like the whole next year or something. So, um, it is it is pretty good comparative to anywhere else where it's like 3 or 4x that cost.